Hi all, I'm Denise, and I feel betrayed. You see, I believe my dad played a mean and terrible trick on me and my mom. My parents divorced when I was only 13, and thankfully I was relatively unharmed by their separation. They had no quarrels, they had no fights. One day my dad just took his things and left us. Mom cried a lot, asked him to return, but he never looked back. He left our house, our car, and promised to help us with money and continued sending me gifts on holidays, but he never came back in person. I always realized that Mom cried not because of the divorce per se, but because of losing Dad's money. You see, my father was incredibly rich, and when Mom lived with him, she didn't have to work, and I had all of the nicest things. After the divorce, everything changed for the worse. As I said, Dad continued helping us. He paid for my school and for our house, but we no longer had access to his bank card. Mom even had to go find work. I, however, found a loophole of sorts. Dad liked to buy me many gifts, and what I would often do is sell those clothes and gadgets that he had gotten me and sell them right back again, and tell him that I just lost or broke them. And every time I did, Father bought me replacements and even gave me some pocket money. Soon, Mom even had to open a bank account for me to have a place to keep all of that money. When I turned 14, Dad brought me a very special present. Not an iPhone or a gift certificate to a brand shop. It was a Japanese-styled box, locked and covered with kanji. Dad told me that the box was a surprise of sorts. If I managed to open it, I would receive the things that I had always dreamed about. Mom and I wondered what could possibly be in it. You see, the box was really tiny, and there was no chance of something truly valuable inside. Still, it might have contained securities or even a deed to one of Dad's factories or newspapers. Now, all we had to do was open that damn box. For an entire month, we puzzled over the darn thing. Both me and my mom tried everything to open it, but it was all in vain. I even thought of simply breaking it down, but Mom talked me out of that idea. After all, Dad might get angry and think we had cheated. Mom brought the lockbox to the local university. The experts didn't tell us anything we didn't already know, though. They only told us that the box really was a Japanese one, quite old and made by a real master. The professors even showed us several similar boxes, yet ours was larger and possessed much more difficult puzzles. After a while, I gained a new habit. Each evening, I spent an hour before going to bed working on that darn puzzle. In a half a year, I finally did it. Well, not the whole thing, but I did open the very first lock all by myself. It actually was kind of just blind luck. But that was the first step, and it encouraged me to keep moving farther. In several years, we finally managed to unlock all of the locks, took care of all the puzzles, and opened that damned box. Mom filmed everything on camera, and we both felt really nervous. I slowly opened the lid, and there was nothing inside. No securities, no deeds, just a small piece of stupid paper with "Money's not everything in life" written on it. We spent 3 years working on that damn box. We spent a lot of money consulting with specialists and historians who specialized in Japanese riddles, and all we got was a piece of paper with some dumb words. Mom hurled that stupid piece of wood right into the wall, and I gave that damn box a nice flying kick. Dad played a mean trick with us, and I wanted revenge. So Mom, as usual, locked herself in the kitchen and cried. But I wanted to show Dad that I really appreciated his joke, if you know what I mean. I went to Dad's main office, found his new Maserati, and got it off my chest by beating the car with a baseball bat. I made sure that no one would be able to restore the car to good shape. Although a week or so goes by and the time comes to pay for my school. Mom found out that all of our bank accounts were closed. The bank said that they took all of our money on a court order. You see, my dad just sued my mom and made her pay for his broken car. Can you imagine that? He made it look like my mom and I were some criminals. Of course, we didn't have enough money to pay for the repairs, so the court took everything from us. They even auctioned off our house. It felt just horrible. My mom and I tried to make peace with Dad. We called him, cried, even asked him to stop with his plan, and even threw tantrums. But everything we did was in vain. Soon he even stopped talking with us, literally cut both of us out of his life. So they sold our house and instead gave us some 5-room flat nonsense in the outskirts of the city. It's dingy and horrible. I even had to leave my elite school and transfer to some nightmare city school that's public. And now I have no way to enter a proper university. My future looks really grim, and it's all because of that damn box.
Hi all, I'm William and I am Denise's father. Well, I was her father and her mother's husband. Now I legally have nothing to do with those crazy women. I've always known that my wife stayed with me because of my money. She never actually loved me. She loved only cash, and I was okay with that. You see, she was beautiful, charming, well-educated, and knew every little thing of how to be a proper wife. My friends and colleagues envied me, and to be fair, that felt kind of nice. She even really enjoyed cooking for me and did that quite well. Her cooking skill was equal to that of a nice restaurant's chief cook, and she was a nice housewife to boot. Well, the laundry and similar stuff was mainly handled by servants, but still. Then Denise was born, and my wife decided to play an important part in our kids' upbringing. Well, we did have nannies and tutors, but Denise's mom preferred to teach our girl everything herself, and that was a definite plus. Still, in time, I realized that my wife started handling me like another servant. I was pretty sure that Denise's factor was the only one that still united us. My wife and I slept in different bedrooms, and she often tried to get me under her thumb. Guess she thought that my money was already hers and stopped pretending otherwise. Unfortunately, she managed to raise our girl in a similar way. Both my wife and my daughter stopped respecting me or even treating me like a living being altogether. For them, I was just a living cash machine and nothing more. I didn't want to leave them, but I had to. Otherwise, they'd bring me low. I got really tired of being their cash cow. Well, I still cared for them and fully provided for them. They had no access to my bank cards, but otherwise, I never limited them in money. You see, I really loved Denise and hoped that she inherited something from me and would eventually realize the failure of her mom's ways. Unfortunately, I was wrong. That box was just a small surprise for my girl. I just wanted to present her with a really rare and really interesting quest, nothing more. I don't even remember what I wrote on that piece of paper that I put inside it. The box was both a gift and a sort of test. You see, I knew for sure that Denise had no part-time jobs and that Denise's mom never gave her money. Yet still, my daughter had her own bank account with a regular positive income. At first, I even was afraid that my kid fell in with the wrong crowd. Later on, I realized that she just tricked me, asked me for gifts, and then sold them. That wasn't something to punish her for, at least she kept the money to herself. Still, I didn't understand why she didn't just ask for money. Then I noticed how the girls went after my little box. At first I was glad. I thought that Denise and her mom really liked my little quest. But then I realized the bitter truth. When they didn't find what they were looking for, they went for petty revenge. And that was the last straw. The car itself wasn't important. My heart was broken by the very fact of that stupid revenge. Guess I should have gone easy on them. Still, I was just too tired to be good anymore. They never wanted me. They wanted only money. So now they have to go on without money entirely. According to the papers, we aren't relatives anymore. Good riddance. What do you think of Denise and her dad? Was William too cruel to his daughter? What should he really do? Like the video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get even more new and exciting stories.